Hello, my name is Brother Cahoon, and I'm making a video to help young conductors learn how to conduct the hymns in the hymn book for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is also for my grandchildren, so they can learn how to conduct as well. On this first video, I'll just outline first of all what we're going to cover. We're going to cover some of the information that is in the hymn book. At the end, they have some very good information on conducting. It entails what a measure or a bar line is, the time signatures, the downbeat, and the various patterns for the various different time signatures. And at the end, they also give some suggestions for some easy hymns to conduct using the more common time signatures. We're also going to discuss the importance of practicing the downbeat. The downbeat occurs after each bar line, and I would suggest practicing that with the gospel app, but I will go over that in more detail later. One other thing I'm going to emphasize is please video yourself as you practice. The eye can see everything but itself, and if you video yourself, you're able to see more precisely what you're doing. So we'll start with the information in the hymn book. At the end of the hymn book, there's some good information for beginning music directors. It first of all talks about a measure. Now, a measure is a synonym for the word bar, and it's the smallest musical unit bordered by vertical lines. And as you can see in this image, the light section in the middle is the measure or bar, and the dark sections indicate where the bar begins and where it ends. You notice that there's a bar line at the beginning and the end of each measure. Sometimes, in order to improve the spacing, at the end of a line of music, there will be no bar line. So that's an incomplete bar, and the rest of that bar is completed at the beginning of the next line. And this is often the case in many of the hymns in our hymn book. The time signatures are also explained. A time signature is found at the beginning of the first measure. It's not often repeated in the other lines of the hymn, but just in the first measure. And of course, when there's a change in the time signature, that will be indicated as well. So with the time signature, there are two numbers. 4/4 time indicates there are 4 quarter notes in the measure. 3/4 time indicates that there are 3 quarter notes in the measure. 2/2 means there are 2 half notes in each measure, and 6/8 means that there are 6 eighth notes in each measure. So the top number indicates the number of beats in the measure or bar, and the bottom number indicates the value of each beat. And then after the explanation of the time signatures, it goes through the various patterns, how you would beat the music for 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, etc. And then at the end, there are there's about 6 or 8 hymns that are suggested for you to practice. That are the more simple hymns. So I would strongly suggest that you use the app. It's the Gospel Library app. Go to the section on hymns, and you can play the hymns, and it's very important that you know how to do the downbeat. The downbeat is kind of the beginning of each measure, and if you're off on the downbeat, then you're usually off on the rest of the measure as well. To know when the downbeat occurs, it's the first hand motion following every bar line. It's always down. So play one of the hymns, and I'm just going to demonstrate this. Okay, so here's Israel, Israel, God is calling. And I'm just going to do the downbeat. There's the introduction. You can tell it's a stronger beat of each measure. So that's Israel, Israel, God is calling. Let me pick another one. Okay, so you can see again how the downbeat is the stronger of the different beats in each measure. And we'll pick another one here. Come, come ye saints. Now this one is a little different because the time signature changes from 4/4 to 3/4. But again, you'll feel the strong beat will be on the first beat. Okay, so you can see the time signature changed 2 different times there, from a 4/4 pattern to a 3/4 pattern, and then back to the 4/4. But each time you can feel that that is a stronger beat, the word is accented, and the music is accented. So I would strongly recommend spending time. If some people this comes very natural, you'll be able to hear it easily. Other people, you may have to watch the music closely and see which word comes after the bar line, and that's when you'll do the downbeat. And as you practice this, it will become a lot more second nature to you. But as we're conducting a hymn, that's kind of our home base for each measure. We have to know where that downbeat is so that we can do the rest of the beat pattern. So this concludes the first video. Again, just to review what we went over, the information in the hymn book deals with the bar or measure, the time signature, the downbeat, and the different patterns for the different time signatures. We also went over what a time signature actually is. The top number is the number of beats in the bar, and the bottom number is the value of each beat. We also suggested strongly that you use the Gospel Library app and you practice conducting just the downbeat for several hymns in various time signatures so you can feel where that downbeat comes, because that's the foundation for the rest of the pattern. So thank you for watching.